Well, hello everybody, good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Tenant Farmer. My name is David. You join me in the Defender. We're going for a bit of a drive really, as today's episode, well, it's all about updates really. It's end of November, beginning of December as we record this, so it is a bit of a winter roundup. And yeah, we're just going to go for a bit of a drive through, checking on some of the fields there, see how they're looking, go through the next steps for some of them. Put a bit of a plan together. There has been a bit of action over the last few weeks where we haven't been with you. So we're going to get to see that as well, actually. It's going to be quite intriguing. Been putting a lot of work in around the farm there. And I'm quite pleased with how some of it's coming together. So there's a lot to show you there. And there's going to be some big, exciting steps coming along very soon as well. But first, we're just coming through one of the roads through the estate here. And we're just going to cut back onto our land in a second here. And that'll show us what we're looking like for some of our winter drilled crops. Someone's left the gate open. That's wonderful. Okay, so we'll stop about here. We'll just shut that gate. I don't know who's been through there and done that. But what it does lead us to is our first field of contention. Now, you'll remember this was our sunflower crop here. We're leaving this in over the winter there for the winter grazing birds just to keep chewing on and give them some feed there, which is great. This is our oilseed rape. We're trying a new approach to direct drilling in here. We did have a bit of a weed issue. Someone mentioned in the comments, is glad to see that we are in an organic farm. We're not quite there yet. We are in the process of turning fully organic. But there was a couple of weed issues that we just, on this field at least, that we're tackling first. So we're not quite there yet, but we will get there. That is our intention. It's not a bad looking crop. It's got away from the pigeons a little bit. And the slugs were very kind to us this year around. So yeah, ultimately I'm happy with that. And we should hopefully see that kick on in the new year. But yeah, for right now, it's looking pretty darn good. Very, very happy with it indeed. Plan for next year is we'll leave this be. This will get chopped off at some point, and we will look to, I don't know, mulch that in or disc that in or something. And we should be looking good there. But yeah, not a bad looking crop there. Of course, this did have all sunflowers in as a part of a trial really for companion or for a breakup crop. And yeah, I was quite happy with how that turned out. Through here though now, we have a cover crop in here. This is our largest arable field that we have on our farm, at least at the moment. Yeah, this has got a cover crop in. This is predominantly all, well, it's a mixture of things really. It's oilseed radish. There's some broadleaf in there as well. There's a bit of vetch. There's some clover in places. If it does come through, it doesn't look like it's getting the height at the moment there, but there's a bit of oat in there as well. But yeah, the idea being that this is just going to provide a bit of cover over the soil, put a bit of nitrogen back into the soil, and when we come to work it in there, all the leaves that you see here will provide a bit more organic matter to get diced into it as well. You can see that we are tipping muck here. We're going to be bringing another load of muck out here fairly soon, I'd imagine. As soon as we start to get a few frosty days, we're going to be coming along here with as much muck as we can. And then in the spring, this is only going to be here until about March, and in the springtime we're going to put a bit of lime on here as well. Work it all in, and we're going to be busy on this field. So there's a lot to do here, but it should be good. And this field hopefully won't need to have any man-made fertilizers on here. It can all be organic, and that's the hope at least. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm really pleased. This cover crop was direct drilled in again with our grass drill, and it looks good. That's allowed us not to have to use any heavy cultivation on here, which really reduces down the compaction, reduces down the fuel bill as well, which is something that you've got to be so very careful of right now. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's looking very, very good actually, and I'm happy with it. So hopefully that will continue to do a great job. Because you're actually growing something on this field as well, it helps wonders with the water retention in the soil, so you don't get as much water running off. And any soil erosion is reduced as well, because those root structures in there are holding all of the soil in place and holding that water in there. So in theory, if you stop about here again, we'll just have a quick look. Curious to see how well this is working. Well, the ditches aren't too full of water. There's a bit of mud and sediment in there from previous attempts, I think. But what we want to see moving forward is that that's water, any new water coming into there out of the field drains is nice and clean. And that is what we're looking for. But anyway, let us just continue around the corner. Just like that. Fantastic. And we're away. So what we'll do is, yeah, we've got one more field down here that we're going to have a look into. 3 arable fields up at this end of the farm at the moment. We are looking into a few options. I'm looking into a few options to see if I can maybe lease another field. But at the moment, that's the lease prices that we're being offered out there are crazy. So we'll have to see. We only want maybe one more field. Any more than that, and then honestly, it could be a bit of a struggle. Our equipment's not the biggest in the world, so going any bigger would cause us a few issues in terms of just managing to do everything ourselves. But this is a field I'm particularly proud of. This is our winter barley in the ground, and it is looking magnificent. It's quite the carpet here, looking clean as well. We had a bit of a weed issue in here early on that we were able to get on top of. So look at that for a field of barley. Very, very happy with where that's at. And looking forward to being able to get a load of fertilizer on here in the spring and watching this kick on something incredible. That should be awesome to see. But yeah, again, from an arable perspective there, very happy with how everything went in the autumn. And hopefully come springtime there, we'll get that last field in. That'll be looking good into a bit of spring barley and we should be away. But yeah, that's the very furthest west we go in terms of our land. And it's all, yeah, it's looking very, very good. Very happy with it. And we have a grass field over this way as well. We did lift hay off of that this fall, or this summer, beg your pardon. And there's a few silage bales in there still that we are looking to get sold on. Waiting just to see who wants to come in for those. But they are just down here. And we'll have a speed on through. It looks like there was, last year at least, there wasn't too much grass around, so there should be an easy market for it. We didn't make too many extras, but more than we need anyway for now. And we've got a bit more grassland this time around, so we'll look to see what we can do. But there's our stockpile, and there's our little grass field as well. I've often thought about maybe plowing that field over so I had all the arable in one bunch, but I would need more grassland if I could do that. So, you know, always on the lookout to see what is out there, what we could benefit from, be it either arable or grassland. Of course, we made the pasture field, which actually what we're going to do right now is just sneak in through here because I would want to show off an area. And again, get this gate shut. Someone's been through here, I think, with the dogs. Never shut the gates. Yeah, we'll just creep up this side here. No one will ever know. Yeah, you can hear, oh, there's some deer. You can hear a really strong dawn chorus around here as well. So there's a lot of birds in around here. So feasting off of that field there, off that little bit of wild bird feed plot there is a great opportunity for them. It really, really is. Oh, sliding all over the place. Let's just get that gate shut. Lovely colours in here as well. It's absolutely fantastic. Now up we come. So in this area here is one of the areas that I've thought about putting in. You may recall from a few episodes ago we went to have a look at that old trailer that was going to be used for a bee hut. And I thought about putting it into here, and it may still go into there at some point. However, there is a better option on the horizon. This is our grass pasture field that we've kind of reclaimed, really. It was a bit wild. We've taken our time just to reseed it in places. Yeah, it's looking very good. There's a lot of grass around still at this time of year, actually. It's quite something. But yeah, what we'll do, we're just going to sneak through here, back towards the main yard. And I'll show you an area that I've been working on, really. And it needs a bit more work. But yeah, we'll get to it. I have no doubt about that. We're going to switch this off. Now you may have seen in the last episode there, we were out and about. We were topping this area down. It's topped down. The grass has died off even further since we topped it down there. I did lower the top down and get another go over it just to really lower it down. Need to put a bit of a fence up there to stop the close off the tennis court. Tied up a few of the obstacles around here and got a few bits and pieces done. And then we got busy. We have 2 garden plots in here now, which is great. And I'm thinking about how I can actually build maybe a temporary hut to go over here with with some polythene over just to allow things to grow in the winter. This is gonna be my project for the next couple of weeks, really. We've got these 2 boxes in here, or these 2 plots here, and I'm debating whether or not we stick another one in. We've got the space. Need to do something with this space. This might be where the bees come to. Now, I'll probably have to try and keep them away from the tennis court. That's the only thing. So I don't know what that would look like. But yeah, we might stick it into the corner here somewhere. It would be great for whatever we decide to grow. I think one of these is going to be potatoes. Then I want to keep as much fresh produce going as we can here. And try and get a bit of a supply chain going with this. But yeah, that is the plan anyway. We did a little bit of grading around with the loader bucket as well, just to take out some of it. We got rid of the some of the old A-frames that were here already. They weren't really doing too much, if I'm being honest. So it seemed like a good enough and appropriate enough time to get rid of them. And there we are. So that's been a really big change up, really. There's a lot of work gone into this, and it's going to be a really significant step up. This is going to be all 100% organic. We do have, obviously, a load of muck coming from both of our cattle sheds, so we can manage to make that work, and we've got water supplies as well that we can plumb on in. We have our water bottles anyway that we have to use on the back of this to go and keep the pig troughs going, so water supply is never going to be an issue. And so yeah, that should be a really nice way to be a bit more self-sufficient, increase the diversity here without really a lot of significant costs there. We've actually made this fence and all of ourselves there. The boxes themselves in the middle took no time at all, really, considering just a good productive week and look at what we were able to do. So yeah, delighted with how it's come together. But yeah, polythene, canopy, something we can remove if we need to, or something we can keep up there would be superb. But yeah, there's certainly a lot of options in here. I've thought about maybe a little orchard as well, but I don't know how that's going to work, or you know, how long it would take to plant new trees in here and all that. But it's an option for sure. But let me know what else you think we should do. I personally think if we can get enough timber, that another box or another crate like that would be ideal. But yeah, it's a great opportunity for us, that's for sure. And I'm really pleased with how that's going along. The cattle. Beef cattle are doing well. You'll see they're starting to put a lot of muscle on now. They're really starting to beef up. For those of you who didn't know, we get these in as calves and we keep them up until they're about the age of 8 to 12 months, depending upon how their growth's coming along, and they're looking good for it. Really starting to build up there nicely. So yeah, can't argue with that. They haven't lost any conditioning either, and they're keeping the weight on over the winter. They will get out and about. We'll put them into this paddock here, and maybe now we even have the next step up is going to be this paddock here. This was the reseeded grass that you would have seen that a few weeks ago as well. Now we do have, like I mentioned there, we do have a fair bit of grassland around here, and if we can get silage off early enough, we might try and put one of these or maybe both of these into a larger second cut and get a hay crop off here, which would be fantastic if we can. And we'll be looking into possibilities such as maybe trying to lease some a wrapper or a sledge or something that we can use to accumulate our square bales faster, so we can get those stacked up out of the rain and keep them and sell them on when the time comes. We did really well selling off that trailer we had, but the numbers that we had, very small. We're only looking at about 200-300 bales there at the maximum each year, so it wasn't anywhere near that many this year. So if we can increase that, maybe look at with these 3 fields here and the field through there, we're probably looking at about 40 acres. So if we can get all those done, and then again if we can get the far field which has the bales in the moment there, well, that's now on 60 acres of hay. If we can get that all baled up for the equine industry, again, that's gonna be a nice little addition. So lots to think about there, really. We'll have to see, and that's certainly what I'm hoping to do. But yeah, we'll see what this next year brings and see how we pan out. Trying to slowly move the farm across to organic there does take a bit of planning. You gotta be really quite conscious with how you do it all, because ultimately you have a finite amount of your organic fertilizer there. Your farm manure and your slurry don't last forever, so you have to just be a little bit careful with that. But that's something for our consideration for sure, and we'll dial on into that one when we can. Dairy here, they're doing okay. Haven't really got huge numbers here, so never expect to see huge milk quotas either, but you know, it is okay. It's not a great time for the dairy industry, but we are doing our best to make it work. And really, that is it. The tractors haven't really moved for a good couple of days now. There's just not much happening, to be honest, apart from feeding up in the morning. Everything else is looking pretty much as it is, so we'll continue along our way. And yeah, ultimately that is pretty much it. I just wanted to give you all a bit of a short workaround, really, just show you where we're at and what's going on and what we plan to do. So there's a few exciting projects on the horizon, that's for sure. hoping in the next couple of weeks or so to get an exciting little demonstrator, actually, which would be cool. And we'll see where that one lands. But other than that, well, that's about it, really. So I'm going to leave it here. It's been very short and sweet. I hope you have enjoyed. If you've got any questions, of course, you know, you can always drop them down below. And I will get back to you. Thank you very much to Simulation Fallen Nation for hosting this. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a like and a thumbs up. And subscribe for more if you are indeed new. Until next time, do stay safe. Enjoy what you're doing as always. And we'll see you in the next one. Catch you later.